100 of the best science fiction movies is laid down by me, your boy C, the host. Most of the business right here on the Paprika Network, man. We're just talking about movies. That's what we do here, man. We're just chugging right along, talking about some of the best, what I think are the best 100 sci-fi movies, one a day for the first 100 days of the year, man. We're down in the 20s now, man. The end is almost in sight. I see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Yesterday was number 26 on the list. Star Trek 6, The Undiscovered Country. A beautiful movie, man. Also a great commentary. If you got the DVD somewhere, it comes with director Nicholas Meyer's commentary. You'll see hear all sorts of great, insightful stuff all throughout, man. Check that bad boy out. Today we're talking about number 25 on the list, man. It's Blade Runner. This is as high up as I could let my conscience put it while getting some sleep at night. Let's talk about this tagline, man. Man has made his match. Now it's his problem. I will give A+ for that tagline. In the smog-choked dystopian Los Angeles of 2019, Blade Runner Rick Deckard is called out of retirement to terminate a quartet of replicants who have escaped to Earth, seeking their creator for a way to extend their short lifespans. Now, it's pretty known here in Paprika that I don't fuck with this movie at all. I don't like Blade Runner. I'm not a fan of Blade Runner. I think it's far too dry and dull and boring, especially when you compare it to the fairly short book that's a Philip K. Dick joint to Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. That book snaps and moves. There's not a whole lot of pages there. And somehow they turned into this slog of a movie. But one cannot overstate the influence that Blade Runner has had on the cyberpunk culture, on science fiction in general, on storytelling in general, on cinematography, man, on just how big of a splash this made in popular culture when it first came out. We thought we got Harrison Ford. It was 82, right? So we got Harrison Ford, man, in 2 Star Wars movies this time. So we see Han Solo, Harrison Ford. If you're going into Blade Runner with that mindset, nah, this ain't Han Solo. This is Rick Deckard, a whole different kind of guy, kind of an asshole. This kind of, I don't know if it really invented, but it definitely put sci-fi noir on the map as well. Especially if you listen to the voiceover version, the whichever cut that is of him doing that horrible voiceover of him narrating kind of his thoughts and as the movie progresses, which is something they used to do back in those old pulp serial film noir days from the 40s. Which is kind of what Ridley Scott is aping here all throughout this. But, the basic premise of we as humans are now playing God. We have managed to create replicants, replicated human beings, and we are now using them for different purposes, slave labor, pleasure models, all that kind of good stuff. And they didn't really take into account that they might want to have their own hopes, goals, dreams, desires. They might have made him a little too good, man. Tyrell of the Tyrell Corporation, man, made this Nexus 6 model, and they just want to live. It's pretty much, some people I've seen don't seem to understand what all is at play here. The replicants are not the villains of this movie, man. Rick Deckard is the villain of this movie. Well, let me back that up. These replicants do kill some people, especially Rutger Hauer's Roy Batty, man. But that was more to escape the slave life that they're in. So, might tip the scales back on the good side for these dudes. They just want to live, and they have to do some fairly brutal things, a lot of manipulation, especially of your boy J.F. Sebastian, to make it to their creator. These are beings that met the creator, kind of like Prometheus. Also, Ridley Scott seemed to be maybe a theme or two that he likes to go back to, things meeting their creators, and that's what Roy Batty and Pris does. They meet Tyrell and start looking for ways to extend our life, and when Tyrell doesn't know, can't be done. That's when they become the villains, when they kill Tyrell. But yeah, Rick Deckard, man, just knocking them off one by one by one. Another video game type movie. You just gotta move up, move up, move up. Directed well, competently, not paced very well, in my opinion. Sean Young is a absolute knockout, amazing woman in this movie. She's never better than she is right here in Blade Runner, as evidenced by the rest of her career. It ain't Einhorn from Ace Ventura. I can tell you that right now. How they use Sean Young throughout this, they kind of use Sean Young to show the humanity of Rick Deckard, or sometimes lack of humanity of Rick Deckard. It's an interesting lens all throughout. The philosophical question is, what does it mean to be human by thought? Whereas I think 2049 is, what does it mean to be human via actions taken? We'll talk about that later. But yeah, the real question is, what does it mean to be human? And, the ethics of creating living beings. So if that's all your jam, I'm glad for you. I watch this movie about once a year to try to understand why people love it so much. I don't get it. It's not for me. But, if it is for you, enjoy and have fun. That's it. Remember, 25 on this list. We'll be back in 24 hours, man, to keep this train rolling. Until then, you all take it easy and have a good one.